In this video, I'm gonna show some interesting and immersive VR solutions for both motion and for sound. The first one is called VRGO Mini.
Movement in VR is one of the most enduring problems facing mass adoption. The question that we wanted to answer was, how do you explore virtual worlds without walking into walls or getting sick? Our first product to solve this problem was a VRGO chair, a locomotion device that allows for freedom of movement with just the tilt of the user's body.
So it's a seated VR solution. It essentially works by tilting your body to the direction that you want to go to. And if you like to play seated, then maybe it's better than using the controller. It's definitely not the first seated VR solution that I saw. There are these cyber shoes which seem to give you more of an exercise. But that's not all the VRGO Mini does.
VRGO Mini also has haptic feedback. To do that, we've incorporated powerful motors that will really give you a kick.
Oh yes, this device has haptic feedback, exactly where you think the haptic feedback is.
Something that really surprised me, which I actually really liked, is that it has haptics in the seat. So when you were shooting or something scary or dangerous came, it was like vibrating, shaking. It really felt like you were there.
I'm not really sure why it should vibrate there in scary situations.
I'm about to shit my pants, honestly.
Don't do that.
I apologize for my language, but hey, I'm farting right now as we're talking.
Okay.
And I bet horseback riding is a lot of fun too, huh? Alright, I'm not gonna give them any grief. Honestly, it's a cute solution for people who like to play VR seated. Whether it helps or not with motion sickness, that's very subjective and you'll have to try for yourself to know. At the moment, this is what they set the price to be. And I do expect the VRGO Mini to become a reality as they have plenty of backers. Now here is a sound-based VR solution.
This is next generation in sound.
That with VR would be insane.
Yo, the T-Rex is yelling at me, and now he's looking at me really closely. And I can feel his breath. And when he roars, my whole body's shaking.
If you sync this with a VR, it would be ridiculous. You would have the fullest, most in-game experience of your life, probably.
Okay, so if you didn't follow that, they basically use sound as a feedback suit. You're essentially wearing a surround system of loudspeakers on your body. But that's not really haptic feedback now, is it? I mean, you basically feel what you hear, but you don't feel what you feel. You feel me? It's an interesting solution, but it's no haptic feedback. In fact, haptic feedback is very difficult to accomplish, and companies need to do it per game as there is no universal implementation system. The woojer rig essentially circumvents that by using sound, but it also circumvents the whole concept of haptic feedback because, again, it's not haptic feedback, it's sound feedback. Essentially, you can duct tape yourself to a 7.1 surround system that you bought at your local store, and you can simulate your own DIY solution of that. Alright, jokes aside, people did seem to be impressed by that.
You get a lot of wolves coming at you, and so I'm hiding behind a rock getting shot at, and then all of a sudden I hear like the growling, like the deep guttural growling of a wolf right behind me. And actually, the way that this vibrated and spread up my back with that deep guttural growl, it felt like it was behind me. It felt like I could feel the breath of that wolf like right on my back. And it was just one of those moments that just kind of like sent a shiver up my spine because it was really kind of surprising and scary, and it was just a really cool moment for me.
Now here is a VR solution that I thought was lacking a bit of effort.
Illusion Trails is a revolutionary new fitness app that works with your TV to provide interactive environments that you can hike through.
Stop! Why am I watching a simulation that's watching a simulation? If you're already doing a Kickstarter demo, then do it properly and use real footage.
As you walk, run, or cycle, your phone moves, and you are propelled through one of many virtual worlds displayed on either a large-screen TV or VR.
Okay, so when the phone moves, you move. But why is the phone on your arm? I mean, if it works with the phone's speedometer, the thing that counts your steps, I would understand. There is actually an app that does that. It's called Pocket Strap, and it converts your real movement to game movement by reading your phone's pedometer.
And in my friend's pockets over there, we have 2 cell phones with the Pocket Strafe app. Now that app translates his movement into the W key, which allows him to move forward in the stock Skyrim game.
But with this solution, I would just flail my arm around and it would walk. Arms is no way to gauge speed. There would just be a problem with synchronization. But that's not what bothers me most. I think the biggest issue by far is this. The graphics. I mean, if this is the graphics people are gonna get, they might as well stare at the wall. I mean, honestly, we got this kind of graphics going on these days. It's mind-blowing, immersive, beautiful. Some even joke that it looks better than reality. And this is what you're showing me? You're out! Back to the bench and back to the drawing board. While it appeared to have gotten funded, I couldn't find any new references of that. And now, this. I wouldn't call it fitness. You're essentially turning yourself into a joystick, a sort of self-joystification process. You won't feel acceleration and you won't feel the wind, which I would argue is the biggest thrill for the people who pull those kind of stunts. They did get $2 out of it though. But if they got it wrong, it seemed Yaw VR got it right.
Okay, wow, this is cool. So where's the fan?
The fan is almost front of you.
Okay, so the fan was just for the demonstration. It doesn't appear to come with a device. There is not much exercise value to it, but there are sequences in the game where you don't just walk and run, but you're on a boat, in an airplane, in a car, and in those kind of situations I have a joystick. But as self-justification goes, this could certainly be a lot more fun, and probably a lot cheaper than this. But as someone once said, you basically pay the price of a car and what you get is only a steering wheel and a suspended seat. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and till next time.